Good and welcome to our brand new lifestyle magazine program, Women's Talk. It's a show dedicated to celebrate women from all walks of life, women who have made a difference in their lives and that of their communities. So oor die volgende 13 weke gaan ons met absolute fenominale vroue gesels oor hulle inspirerende stories en wat hulle ook die vroue maak wie hulle vandag is. Now both you and I know that juggling work and household can be quite a challenge, right? But guess what? Don't fret. Over the next 13 weeks, we are going to bring in various experts that will give you and I valuable tips and insight that we can apply to our everyday life. My name is Naomi Claassen, and again, a warm welcome to Women's Talk. On the 17th of May, the world celebrated International AIDS Candlelight Memorial Day. For those of you at home who don't know what this day was about, it was a day where the world brought awareness and raised awareness to HIV and AIDS, and also to remember those who passed away due to HIV-related diseases. In the studio today, we have a beautiful woman called Cindy Pavasic. She's going to tell us all about this day and also share her incredible journey about living with the disease. Cindy, a warm welcome to you. How are you today?
Thank you very much. I am extremely well, thank you.
Fantastic. We joked earlier on that you are the healthier one because I had a terrible cold on this weekend. Tell me, Cindy, when you first found out that you were HIV positive, what were those initial thoughts that went through your mind? I cannot even imagine what went through your mind.
I did have a lead up to prepare myself because the person that infected me actually supposedly found out their status a week prior to me, which in actual fact he found out 2 years prior, just didn't inform me that he was HIV positive. So when he was in hospital and he had the initial supposed test, I had a week to prepare myself, and I'd decided that it was going to come back positive. The chances were unlikely. And when it did come back positive, not knowing that he'd knowingly infected me, I didn't get upset with him as such. Obviously, I thought that, you know, shame, he's in the same position as me. And the fact that I was older, I think, had a lot to do with me being able to accept it a lot easier. However, the female that did do his blood tests in the hospital actually disclosed his status in a public ward, and I realize now that I actually took my anger out on her for publicly disclosing my status in a general ward of 6 people.
That must have been terrible. I cannot even imagine what you must have been going through, because this is normally something private, and here she made this known
very private,
very publicly. Tell me, you keep referring to he, and I know that it's no secret to many people who infected you. Would you mind sharing with us who infected you?
Not at all. Not at all. And my sharing of this person's name has got absolutely nothing to do with revenge. People must understand that. The fact is that I'm actually warning people against not him necessarily, but to be aware that people walking around in the street, you do not know who is HIV positive, and you do need to take precautions. His name is Wayne Marden, and it has been publicly out there. It's been in the Huisgenoot magazine, as well as I have taken it it's become a legal matter. Okay. So it is in the public courts.
Wow, yeah. So tell us, what was, apart from the legal matter, did you have any other contact with him after you both discovered that you were both HIV positive?
Yes, he ran out of medical aid in the hospital, so I actually had to take him home and look after him for a couple of months. I think it was about 2-3 months. And probably had I known, I won't go into that. But yes, he did still stay with me for, I think it was about another 6 months, until I decided to boot him, because he just wasn't the person that I thought he was.
Let me get this straight. You discovered that he was HIV positive. You then discovered your status, and you still took him in.
Yes, but I didn't know that he actually knew his status prior to infecting me.
Okay.
That only came out in 2012. I was infected in 2004 already.
Okay.
And I only discovered he knew his status in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take us through that first 3 years after you discovered that you were HIV positive.
As outgoing as I am, I did take myself a bit off the social scene. And between the years of 2004 and 2008, I'll take 4 years, I know you said 3, but I acquired a number of diseases. And because of my ignorance, unfortunately, I went through all the stages. On one hand, I say, yeah, it was a good thing, because I'm in a position now to advise other people or support them. But I acquired shingles, pneumonia, I had TB meningitis, I had 2 strokes, and I also had cancer in that period.
Oh my word. And you're sitting here,
still here.
tall, well, kicking, screaming, alive and well.
Loud and noisy.
And you're looking so good.
Thank
I
you
want
very
to say you're looking absolutely amazing. When
Thank you.
anybody looks at you, nobody would know. You look amazing.
I'm in a far better position to be aware of my health and my situation, because I know I'm HIV positive, and I have to take that extra care.
What support did you receive during that initial period, and how did that help you to come out and disclose your status? Because that was another step.
No support.
No support.
No. I was never offered pre or post counselling, ever.
Oh my.
To this day, I've never had pre or post counselling, or well, should I say post counselling. I took myself off and did a counselling course, just to inform myself and be able to support others in need. And yeah, to this day. And I eventually disclosed my status 6 years after finding out. And when I did eventually do that, the support was absolutely amazing. Worldwide, my family, really, friends, everybody, they were absolutely wonderful. And that whole stigma thing is our HIV people's perception of being going to be discriminated against, very much so.
Did you ever fear that those very close to you would have that stigma and not support you?
I did, because this is what was being drummed into my head all the time. Everybody was saying, oh, there's a stigma, oh, people are going to be discriminated on. And there were people in the community that said, oh, those AIDS victims, as they were referred to. So yeah, like, you didn't want to quite put yourself at risk.
Talk to us about how you found that inner strength. You know, all of us women have that amazing inner strength to just pull ourselves out of any situation. How did you find that? And just talk to us a little bit about that.
I must say, the background I come from a very strong family background. My mother's a very strong person. My dad was pretty strong, but my mother, I must admit, was the stronger of the two. But we were always brought up to be open, to be honest, to be able to speak our minds.
Yes.
And I did have a bit of a setback initially, but fortunately I have got that kind of personality that, you know what, I eventually got to a point, so what? If you do not accept my status, I actually don't need or want you in my surrounds. Yes. So yeah, I had the most amazing support.
You are the proud founder of a charity organization called Aid My Journey Support.
Correct.
Talk to us about that. When was that birthed in you?
That started after I went for the counselling course, etc., and I realised that there were people out there that actually specifically needed counselling only on HIV and AIDS. I also did the course, I did trauma counselling.
Okay.
Apparently I'm pretty good at it. I mean, that's a scary thought. But I realised I need to actually do my own thing. And I went out there and I did it. I did all the paperwork, everything myself, and I was like, people said, but you can't do it yourself. I said, yes, I can.
Yes.
It took me 3 months to set it up, where I know it normally takes up to 9 months for somebody to set a non-profit organization up. I did it in that time because I wanted to get it on the go and be able to move forward with what I was doing.
Very quickly, tell me, where's the organization based? Where's the house before we move on to talking about your book?
I was based in Durban. I had offices there. It was sponsored by a doctor, a local doctor. Since I've moved to Cape Town, sorry, I'm getting my cities mixed. Since I moved to Cape Town, I haven't had the opportunity to actually set it up. So what I do is I counsel online via my Facebook page, my WhatsApp. I also host a public chat on Viber.com.
Okay.
So I put information out there.
Moving with the times, right? Moving with the times.
Absolutely.
So, Cindy, you wrote this book, Deadly Seducer.
Correct.
Talk to us about that.
I can't claim fame to actually finding the title. One of the newspapers and the TV program were coined the name, and I thought, that's pretty good idea. And I took it for the book, so I give them all the credit.
Okay.
And it sort of fitted in with the person being the deadly seducer and the virus being the deadly seducer. So I thought it was actually perfect for the title of the book. And the reason I put that out there, amongst others, was to share the information. You know what? It happens to normal people, whatever normal is.
Can happen to anyone.
It can happen to absolutely anyone. And just to give some information and the journey I travelled. And it's not a depressing, I don't do depressing and depressed very well, not at all. So yeah, it's a little bit of my background and the route, the journey I've
we're wrapping up this segment very quickly, but tell us what this this day meant to you, this International AIDS Candlelight Memorial Day, very briefly.
To me, there shouldn't just be 1 or 2 days a year. It should be spoken about all the time. It's not being, it is perfect doing that for a day to honour people that have gone through the virus and the diseases and what have you. But we need to do a hang of a lot more.
Absolutely.
In schools, we're not getting that message through
we definitely need more.
So we
really definitely need to make more of that.
And my point is, you need to use people that are actually living with the virus to speak about it.
Thank you again, Cindy, for coming out here today and sharing your incredible journey. We wish you well. Cindy's books are available. You can visit her webpage. She is Cindy Pavashik, and you can contact her on her webpage for her book, who is available, or that is available through her charity organization. Later on in the program, do stay tuned, as she will be providing valuable tips and advice to people living with the HIV virus. Oral hygiene plays a vital role in early childhood development. If we neglect our children's teeth or their oral hygiene, this could lead to tooth decay and cavities. After the break, we will be joined by Estelle Murray, an oral hygienist from Denifer Dentistry, who will give us some valuable tips that we can apply on our little children.